House of the Dragon Season 3 Episode 7 is on our doorstep. For those Game of Thrones veterans out there, you know the penultimate episodes in every season are reserved for those event moments. Ned Stark's death, the Battle of the Blackwater, the Red Wedding, Jon Snow's defense against the Wildlings at the Wall, Drogon and Daenerys' first flight, the Battle of the Bastards, the Suicide Squad mission beyond the Wall, and Dany's downfall into madness. House of the Dragon continued the trend with Aegon's ascension and the claiming of Vermithor and Silverwing. This time around, I am honestly unsure which moment will have the honour of standing next to some of the best Thrones had to offer. The Battle of Tumbleton looks like it will be reserved for the finale, so episode 7 will have to find another way to have us on the edge of our seats. As always, I'll break this trailer down and discuss some of my thoughts and theories going into the second to last episode this year. As always, beware for spoilers, but we begin at the Dragon Pit in King's Landing, where a couple of dragons return home, perhaps Sea Smoke and Moondancer, who have been out hunting Vhagar and Sheepstealer in the Riverlands and the Vale respectively. Still no idea how Granny Godzilla has evaded everyone, but surprisingly she is rather good at hide and seek considering how large the old girl is. We hear audio of Aemond saying a new dawn is coming, a new line of unsullied kings, likely referring to his new girlfriend's insane idea to start a brand new line of Dragon Lords born out of Harrenhal. No idea how this master plan will unfold, as even though they have a clutch of dragon eggs and an empty castle to themselves, wink wink, the war still continues and there is a price on Aemond's head. And as for the dragon eggs, will they require similar blood magic that awoke in Daenerys' dragon eggs? Perhaps in the end they need king's blood. Perhaps that is Aemond's incentive to draw Daemon back to Harrenhal and to settle their one-way feud once and for all above the God's Eye. All the magical and mayhem to one side, Aemond having a kid, especially a boy, would position himself as a very favourable candidate to replace Rhaenyra. But of course we still have to consider Aegon and Daeron in play. Thrones for sure toned down much of the magical elements from the books, so I'm hoping whatever goes down at Harrenhal stays very much in the spooky lane. So whilst Aemond One Eye is practicing swinging his sword and making babies, Rhaenyra sits impatiently on the Iron Throne, Daeron trots around Tumbleton, and Aegon rises to his feet, perhaps witnessing a spectacular resurrection. Remember, news of Tyland's survival will have reached King's Landing by now, and the former Master of Coin is the only man alive that knows where the crown's gold is. So Aegon will be in mortal danger. But I do think this will be when Sunfire rises and saves his rider. Sunfire has been presumed dead for a long time now, and is likely pretty badly messed up, not only from Vhagar's fire, but also Melee's ripped him to pieces with her claws. No idea how they're going to explain Sunfire's survival, or if he comes back from the dead, but he will not be whole, that's for sure. Over in King's Landing, Adam reports something strange to Rhaenyra, likely news that Sheepstealer has been located, and maybe that Rhaena was seen with the Wild Dragon in the Vale, which will for sure grab the attention of the Queen and cause her to drop everything for a chance to get revenge for Jace's death. And of course, when she flies off on her side quest, King's Landing will have no queen, and opportunities await for more Ormond chaos. From the mid-season trailer, we know Rhaenyra flies off on Syrax, alongside Adam and Sea Smoke. She will confront Rhaena. Baela is likely forbidden to come, as she will have a conflict of interest, but I do think she will tell Daemon what's going on. And it for sure looks like Caraxes has flown to the Vale and will likely interfere. These dragon encounters could be the main event this episode, but I don't think there will be much, or if any, fighting between Team Black. But Daemon, siding with his daughter over his wife, as well as his treachery involving a certain burnt skull, will soon be revealed, likely causing a split in the Targaryen power couple. But of course, we all know Rhaena has taken on the role of Nettles from Fire and Blood, a dragon seed who Rhaenyra wants dead, as she supposedly hooks up with Daemon. They fly off to Harrenhal and spend the Rogue Prince's last days together. Of course, that ain't happening on the show, so Daemon likely chooses his daughter over his wife and her vengeance. After Rhaenyra basically goes mad, declaring Rhaena her enemy, demanding her head. And we have to consider how Baela and the rest of the Velaryons will react to one of their own being declared a traitor and be put up for death. Will they also turn on Rhaenyra, and will she see them as traitors as well? Especially if Baela tries to help out her sister. But no matter what, it's about time Daemon started to act like a father. Now, Alicent reaches Harrenhal in record time, faster than the Riverlands army and the Winterwolves, reaching Tumbleton. She's likely borrowed Varys' helicopter or Gendry's running boots. She has been sent to the haunted castle to end Aemond personally, under the threat that Rhaenyra has Helaena as hostage. Mr. Mummy Issues is likely thrilled to have two MILFs, but Alice does not trust Alicent one bit, declaring there's a fog surrounding her and she has come to do Aemond some evil. And I'm sure Alicent won't be thrilled to have her little boy hooking up with a spooky witch. But question is, will Alicent try to take Aemond's life? Will she hesitate? Will Alice prevent this? Or will Alicent chicken out? But over at Tumbleton, Orland continues being very vague about his plan, declaring he has a piece on the board that will bring Rhaenyra to her knees. And I'm kind of getting bored of Ormond hanging around in the very same room, sabotaging the Blacks in King's Landing. I just want to see him fight already. The piece he is referring to is likely Corlys, who is now his prisoner, but at this stage, who actually needs a sea snake when Alan has proved himself a much better hand? Yeah, it's probably Corlys, which is likely going to force Rhaenyra's hand. And I'm sure one day Daemon's army will reach the town and put an end to Lord Hightower's games. And to Ormond, this is just one big chess game. He's outdone Rhaenyra at every step, but he will soon have to face Daemon Targaryen in the field. And said army looks like they are neighbouring Tumbleton. They may even reach the gates of the market town at the very end of the episode. The first Battle of Tumbleton is one of the most important events in the Dance of the Dragons. Much has been altered from the books, but this will be our Season 3 finale, with Team Black assaulting the market town with the goal of rooting out Aemond Hightower. And after all this, we finally get some Targaryen girl action. No, not that kind, you filthy animal. Rhaenyra and Helaena, two sisters who have probably had less than 5 minutes of screen time together. Finally, the plot calls for them to interact. At this stage, Rhaenyra has become extremely paranoid and frustrated. She's probably tried the old good cop, bad cop routine, trying to appeal to Helaena as her sister, but when that doesn't work, she tries commanding her as her queen. Rhaenyra wants to use Helena's dragon dreams as a source of information to weaponize them in the war. It's probably involving the stuff at Harrenhal, but it looks like Helaena doesn't want to help, or just can't. And I'm sure Rhaenyra getting physical is likely only making it worse. I just want Helaena and Dreamfire to share a scene together before the end of this season, and it might just happen this episode. And of course we close on Sheepstealer roaring, likely at another dragon, either Sea Smoke and Moondancer, when Baela and Adam first stumble upon Rhaena, or even Syrax and Rhaenyra who come for revenge. Or maybe when Caraxes gets involved, because remember, those dragons have beef. Overall, I have my concerns. This penultimate episode may feel a little lackluster, as the battle has been reserved for the following week. I just don't know if these dragon scenes will be enough to rival episodes from the past, but only time will tell. Let's not judge it until we actually see it. Anyways guys, let me know your thoughts on the episode 7 trailer, give me your thoughts and theories on it. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon!